This lesson continues our examination of the progressive tenses, and your lesson objectives are that by the end of the lesson you will be able to identify the progressive forms of all 6 verb tenses, understand the function of those progressive tenses, and be able to correctly conjugate verbs into the progressive tenses. Your keywords for this lesson are verb tense, present perfect progressive tense, past perfect progressive tense, and future perfect progressive tense. As a review, tense is the time an action or state of being occurs, and we have 6 tenses in the English language: present, past, future, present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. We've already looked at their basic forms. Now we're looking at their progressive forms, which show that an action is ongoing. And these progressive tenses use be as a helping verb and the present participle to form the tense. So, present perfect progressive talks about an action that is a recent and continuing activity, or an activity that started in the past and continued for a specific amount of time. For example, he has been going to CMS. She was babysitting all summer. In the first, we know that recently this student has been attending CMS. And in the second, we know that she was babysitting in the past, but for the specific time of the summer. Our past perfect progressive names a continuous action that was completed in the past. So when the teacher arrived, I had been waiting for 10 minutes. Or he was out of breath because he had been running to catch the bus. Running to catch the bus was already completed. Waiting for 10 minutes was already completed, but it was an action that was ongoing for a certain length of time. And future perfect progressive names a continuing action that will end before another action in the future begins. By 2019, Mrs. Elliott will have been teaching for 9 years. Or by tonight, I will have been working for 8 hours. These are things that are going to end at a certain time before something else starts. And just an overview of our present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect progressive forms. Your present perfect is formed with your present participle plus your past participle. So it looks like I have been jogging. We see the return of have, we add in be, and then we use the present participle ing. Past perfect progressive returns with had, I had been jogging, and future perfect, I will have been jogging. We see that will have helping verb come back, but we've added be and the present participle. So conjugating these verbs in present perfect progressive rather, I have been going, you have been going, she, he, or it has been going, we have been going, you have been going, they have been going. Moving to your own practice, pause your video, write down this little chart, and conjugate the verb run into present perfect progressive. Now let's take a look at past perfect progressive. I had been going, we had been going, you had been going, you had been going, she, he, or it had been going, they had been going. We've got our had back from the past perfect. We added in been and going from our present perfect, and voila. Try it on your own, pause your video, and conjugate run into the past perfect progressive. And last but not least, our future perfect progressive. I will have been going, you will have been going, she, he, or it will have been going, we will have been going, you will have been going, they will have been going. Don't let my typo in second person singular throw you off. Make sure you have been in your notes. And then pause your video and conjugate run into the future perfect progressive tense. And here's our practice. We have underlined verb phrases. You need to label whether they are present perfect progressive, past perfect progressive, or future perfect progressive. Try saying those 10 times fast, and then label these sentences according to tense. taking a quick look at what you did. For number 1, I have been shopping. You should have labeled that present perfect progressive. Have is our present perfect. And of course, we're dealing with progressive forms, so present perfect progressive. 2, past perfect progressive, because had is the first helping verb. And we have been recounting in our present participle, which makes it the progressive form. 3, has been telling, present perfect progressive. Has is a present perfect helping verb, and been telling is our present participle, so we have present perfect progressive. 4 is future perfect progressive, easy to spot with that will have stuck in there. Been living for our present participle, making the future perfect progressive. And last but not least is the past perfect progressive, because had is our past perfect helping verb and been planning is our present participle. Make sure you've answered your formative questions. Pay attention to what the questions ask, and remember, no copying.